Hey, greetings friends. No, it is not Nick the Polish Piper, although I am filming in the bathroom. I'm zooming in on this tobacco, this pipe stand that belonged to my uncle. My uncle was a pipe smoker. And I don't know, I have to wait till my brother gets back from his European trip. When my uncle passed, you know, they went through his home and took everything that had any sentimental value and tossed everything else out or sold it or, you know, whatever. And I had asked him if they had hung on to any of his pipes, and he said no, although he did keep this pipe stand. And like I said, I have to check with him when he comes back from Europe. I think my dad may have made this. If not my dad, then my grandfather. My grandfather was a blacksmith. The family history is back in the 1860s. My great-great-grandfather came here from Germany as a young man and settled in western Pennsylvania. The town is called Emlenton. And as many of you know, back in the 1800s, oil was first discovered in western Pennsylvania. And my great-grandfather and my grandfather had a blacksmith shop. And I guess they kind of specialized in wagon wheels. And as the boom hit in that part of the country, they made carriages for the wealthy, and my understanding is they made very nice carriages. So my dad grew up in that atmosphere of a blacksmith shop, and like I said, I don't know the 100% full story. Either my dad made it or my grandfather. But my nephew was here this past weekend, Memorial Weekend, and you know, it's kind of a neat little thing to keep in a bathroom because they keep toilet items in there. But my nephew opened it up and looked in it and found an old pipe. And I'm going to pause the video now and I'll show you the pipe that he found. Okay, here we go. He found this old case, and when he described it to me, I thought, oh man, how cool. He found an old meerschaum pipe. Because usually meerschaum pipes come in a case like this. Those of you that are familiar, I'm going to pause this again and open the case. There we go. This is what he found inside. My son had come over for the weekend from Chambersburg, and I was on my way driving him home when my nephew told us about this find. And as you can see, it's quite delicate. The case is falling apart, but inside is this really cool, it's not a calabash. This is not a gourd. This is actually briar. And on the side of the pipe, right down here that you're not going to be able to see, down by where my thumb was, it says calabriar. Now, it's got quite a bit of chatter on the stem, so obviously this was one of my uncle's favorite pipes that he liked to smoke. And inside, you're probably not going to be able to see that, but it appears to be a meerschaum bowl, and down in the bowl it's all cracked, and on this one side, the back side over here that my finger's tapping on, there's a big chunk of the meerschaum that's missing. So you know, he smoked this to the point where he blew it out. I've looked online. I've gone on Google and I've Googled calabriar, and nothing of significance came up. So, you know, this is a call to the YouTube pipe community. If anybody is familiar with this particular pipe or this particular style pipe, again, it's called a calabriar. It's a briar bowl with a meerschaum lining. And I called Boswell's, and I talked to Dan Boswell on the phone, and he didn't think they would be able to restore it. They don't have meerschaum liners that they could put put in there. But he said the next time I'm up there to bring it in, and they would take a look at it and see what they could do. You know, if it's not too expensive, I would have them just completely remake a briar liner insert, because, you know, to me, finding something of this significance that was in the family, it's for sure an heirloom. If I don't repair it, it's going to definitely be you know, a nice display piece. Once I get a nice a pipe rack. Or my niece even said, you know, I could get one of those stand-up pipe stands and put it on there. But really quite excited about this pipe, about this find. I hope that it can be restored. I hope I can enjoy smoking it someday. But again, if anybody knows anything, if anybody has any information on calibrier pipes, you know, my uncle passed in the mid-'80s. He was a pipe smoker all of his life, so this pipe could be from the 40s, 50s, 60s. I just don't know. I don't have any history on it at all. But wanted to share that with you folks. I just loaded a bowl, so I'll say happy Freehand Friday. Just loaded up my freehand cob. I'm going to go out on the porch and enjoy this bowl. I've got a mix of burley cake, something that I had that wasn't labeled, and I threw in a little Smoker's Choice, a little Black Cavendish. So with that, hope everybody's doing well, and until we meet again, friends, happy trails.